The proof in my belief is Jim Stengel's work. And if you go and Google the top 50 brands that serve a higher purpose, you'll see a piece of work where he has done extensive research on thousands of brands and discovered that these brands actually beat the benchmark in the market. So just having that common purpose and that shared belief, and I can use some examples. If you look at a brand like Dove, they all have a shared purpose and they beat the market. If you look at the company that I work for, Alexander Forbes, our higher purpose is to ensure people's financial well-being today and in the future. Now, our people understand what that means, and they understand that in their own microscopic way, every day, they're having an impact on that purpose that automatically translates to the customer's experience, which automatically goes into society, and the share price just takes care of itself if you have that way of thinking. I think certain brands have had a higher purpose for decades, and those are the ones that have lasted all these decades and have been able to shift and change as the world has shifted and changed, but they've remained true to their North Star or their higher purpose. Okay, and that's important. If you take a brand like GE, yeah, they slumped terribly during the global financial crisis, but they'll recover from something like that. A brand like Southwest Airlines, if you study what they've done and how they've gone through all sorts of, I mean, being in airlines is very difficult, and they've beaten the market all the time because they have a higher purpose philosophy and a higher purpose branding. Red Bull is another interesting example. They've got a higher purpose and a philosophy, and they're not a cheap product. Their competitors are vast and oncoming, and yet they still continue to be an outstanding brand. Obviously, you understand what you do, the products and services you sell. You understand your how you reach the market, and that's where people typically have their unique selling points. But too few people understand why they do what they do, okay? Like I said, in my company, we understand our why is to ensure people's financial well-being today and in the future. We all understand that. You need to make sure that you understand your why, and it's a single thing. If you're an agency servicing a brand, you need to make sure that your client knows what their higher purpose is. And if they don't, you need to help them find their why and find their North Star. And once you have that, you can start unpacking that in all the material and channels that you use. And that can inform your big idea. That is the greatest insight that you need for your idea, is the higher purpose. So in business, the why is to make profit, but purpose comes before profit. Purpose is actually the vehicle that creates profit in the long term. You can have a business that creates short-term profit because it disrupts something current, but it can be replicated. But a purpose is a little bit more difficult to replicate. And once you understand that, the profits come after the purpose.